All right. How are you guys doing so far? All right. It was a very good conversation with Mr. Nikki just now. As what we can actually see, personality actually is quite an interesting topics, right? Which I would like eager to do more because when we're dealing with students, we need to know how to penetrate their feelings and making sure that they are not offended and so forth, right? So I think my next topics, the one that I'm going to talk to you about, is quite technical, not as what we actually seen from Mr. Niti itself. Okay, what I'm going to talk about is something a bit more out from what we actually been looking since this morning. Right? If you noticed, I think one of the uh, participants, right, and also our trainer, right, this morning, Madam Surya, right, she was talking to you guys about the power query. If for those of you who have missed it this morning, you can go back to the Sifootime and look back for the videos. Right? I think that part is actually quite an interesting one, which is actually I'm going to continue on from what she has actually left behind. Right? Then from there I will pick up what I'm actually going to talk to you about. Okay. So first of all, before we go further, all right, I didn't actually introduce myself, is it? Okay. Anyway, my name is Sheikh Nasir. I think being myself as an Microsoft certified trainer has been a very challenging over the past few years. And you can see technologies keep changing and things are moving, evolving quite fast. Right. So this is today I'm going to give you a brief idea. One of the topics that I wanted to talk about is actually about analysis, about data analysis. And a couple of years, a lot of people who have been talking about big data and how do we analyze these data and so forth. Okay. So as a part of being MCT, and also I did some of my studies on data imageries and also remote sensings, I find out that data analysis is actually a very important topics. Okay, very important topics, and this topic has been evolving for many years. Right, so that is something which I have been involved for the past 10 years. Okay, one of the things that when I involved in data analysis is actually how do you produce image as information, how you convert data into informations, how do you predict what it should be done and what can be done. Okay, that is something that I would like to share for this particular sessions. So hope you guys stay tuned, don't run away. I know this is a lunch hour, everybody's hungry. Okay, don't run away, stay with me. Okay, all right, so let me share you with my screen. Okay, so don't go far away. Right, okay, so first of all, okay, what I'm going to talk about is what is Power BI. Okay, so Power BI, you can see this diagram here is just a rough idea that the one that I'm going to talk to you guys about, okay, is steps of how we accomplish creating a simple dashboard. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you guys in just 5 minutes so that you can get a clear pictures. Then we're going to do this in another 10-15 minutes just to show you a very fast one, and then we can start stalking people. Right, I think everybody will be wanting to know how we stalk people anyway, isn't it? Okay, don't worry, I'll teach you a little bit here and there. Okay, if you want to know more, okay, come for the class. I'll give you extra on top of that. Okay, all right, so first of all, let's talk about an overview. What is Power BI? So Power BI is a simply business analytical services provided by Microsoft and let you create queries, report, analysis that easily for you to share to others. Right. So sharing is something is actually a very critical part that I think most of you are eager to do. Okay. Actually, most of your bosses would be wanting to know how to share this information. Okay. And this information can be shared not only through desktops, through mobile. That also I'm going to show you in a short while as well. Okay, and the targeted audience could be everyone, whoever inside the community who wanted to share data and getting product and something that we want to look into. And apart from that, also as myself, as a business owner, okay, I would like to know more information. How far is my business going? Right, isn't it? Okay, that's something that I would like to know more. Okay, so let's go on further. Right, so once you have the objective, then we start looking into more factor. right? So first of all, of course, before you can actually get yourself into this data or Power BI, then you need to register. All right, I'll come back to this, how you register this. Then a part of this Power BI, then you will get a multiple support, not only through web, you will also have mobile, okay, mobile applications that you can actually share between. And apart from that as well, you will also have multiple tools, okay, which is freely available. Okay, one of them is called as Power BI desktops, and you can also have data gateways, Power BI for mobiles, Power BI for publisher and with Excel, and also you can analyze it inside the Excel, like what Madam Surya did. So the basic concepts that we need to do is to making sure that you're getting familiar with the environment, right? So you have your navigation bar, you have your dashboard tiles, okay, as what you can see on here. You can also have some questions and question and answers boxes if you want to. Okay, if you just say that if you want to ask yourself directly onto the Power BI, because of the intelligence of Power BI, you can just simply type whatever questions and you give you the charts. Okay, that's very advanced, isn't it? Okay, and on top of that also, you have Office 365 apps launcher. Okay, if you just say that you want to switch from Power BI and switching it to Excel or Words, you can bring whatever details from here to your PowerPoint presentation slides, and everything will be available as a split a second. Okay, that is something that we want to do. Then you also have additional dashboards, actions that you would like to know more, right? Then one very critical is your data sets. Okay, so what is data sets? So data set is basically your data. Okay, how you take your data and put it inside your Power BI. Okay, I'll show it to you very briefly. Then once you have your data available on your Power BI, then you can start doing analysis. You can bring it to your Excel, you can bring it to your whatever desktop applications that you have and show it to your client. And your data can also, your data sources could be from Excel. It could be from databases. It could be also from social media that you can actually get into. Remember just now I talked to you, you can actually stalk who is your favorite, who always stalks you, who always see you. Do you want to know more that? Of course you do, isn't it? Okay, that's something that I would like to know. But I'm not going to show you in these sessions. I'm going to show you something else. Okay, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a visualizations, saving it as a report, then publish it into your dashboard. Okay, this is the steps that I'm going to do. Then finally, all of this can be easily asked using a natural language questions or queries. Okay, just say that what is the segment which has the most revenue? It will give you a narrow down answers, and these answers will be previewed on your Power BI. This is very, very easy. Even a layman could actually use this. So they don't need to be specifically a very expert in a Power BI. Okay, just simply type any questions, you'll get the results. Okay, so then you can share this to your dashboard. All right, so enough of introductions. Let's jump in to your applications. Okay, if you just say that if you guys want to know more information about this, you can actually go to this website portal, okay, which is here, right? So under this promotion, okay, promotion.visualspaces.co, you can get all the slides, informations, and so forth, right? So stay tuned. If you are unable to get the information just now, okay, right, you can actually go back to here. This is actually an example of how Power BI looks like. You can see that you have a couple of options inside here. You have your home buttons, okay, that allows you to get your data, and this is how your dashboard looks like. And you can notice that you have a bunch of reports that you can actually have, and your data, right? So this data that I am showing you right now is using Excel. Then finally, you also have relationships that you need to do, right? I'm showing you something very brief, okay? Right, so you can see that something very brief. You can see that you have a couple of tables inside here, right? So this table, you can see all each of these tables are interrelated. The question is why we need to have these relationships. Okay, I'll come back to you again. What is the reasons that we need to have these relationships? Okay, by having these relationships, okay, you can see your charts. All of them are interrelated. Okay, just say that I click on any of these options at this moment. Okay, you can see how it react between one another. So whenever I click, the data will automatically change accordingly. Okay, all right. So that's something that I would like to know. Just say that I want to know more about West. Okay, then I just simply click about West. It goes down or narrow down about the West. Okay, the same thing also if I have multiple data, multiple dashboards that I would like to see and I would like to show. Just say that I want to know more about the manufacturer, about Vans Aldo. Okay, it will shows me all significant manufacturer only on that manufacturer. This can be done because of my relationships. So all these relationships are interrelated, then I will be able to get informations accordingly. Okay, so this is how easy you can actually do analysis. But you might think to design this would be very difficult as well, isn't it? No, it's not. It's very easy as well. You can do this. I can teach you within half an hour. You'll be able to do this, or even less than half an hour. You'll be able to do this. Okay, all right. Then you have different charts, different dashboards that you can actually produce and bring it to your Power BI cloud. All right, so let's jump in and straight away start doing something that we want to do. Okay, so what we're going to do next is something very interesting. Okay, I'm not going to do on Excel. I'm not going to do on databases. I'm going to do something a bit more different. Okay, if you guys remember this morning or early this morning, okay, I actually sent an email or notification email to everyone saying that, okay, sorry, because I had to send twice because for the first time when I sent, there was some error with the links, all right? My apologies, right? My apologies because the link was incorrect. Okay, I had to send another campaign, another announcement. Okay, I'm sorry for that as well. Okay, because I had to send and flood your emails account, right? But hopefully you don't, unsubscribe us. So because once you unsubscribe, then you cannot get any detail, get any information from us. When there is any updates, you will not be able to get. But what I'm going to do is, okay, this is an example of how the charts, which is being provided by MailChimp. I guess some of you have heard of MailChimp before, isn't it? Okay, MailChimp is actually one of the tools that allows us to do campaigns. Okay, when we do campaigns, we can actually put in whatever campaigns that you want, then you can have this published. Okay, for example, I have a look at this particular campaign, right? So this is one of the campaigns that I have published to you guys last night, okay, early this morning as well. Okay, you can see that this is my advertisement, right? Then I can actually see my reports, right? So this report sometimes might not be as good as we want. Okay, it's quite brief. Okay, I want to know more information. Where is from which country, from which place? Okay, that is something that I would like to know more. Okay, because sometimes the detail is not enough what you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this data from here and bring it to my Power BI. Okay, let me demo to you. Okay, so if for those of you who are having Power BI with me, you can follow, but I think you will not be able to follow me because I'm rather quite fast and I have a limited of time for me to show so many things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is simply showing you an example, right? So where do I start? Okay, so simply from here, okay, you see at home and you will see an option called as get data, right? So simply click get data. Then I will have a bunch of options that I can have, right? Normally what people would do is just simply take from Excel. It's good, it's easy, but what is the disadvantages of having Excel? Okay, I will explain to you also as well, okay, when we come back to the last topics, all right? Then you can also take from an existing data, or just say that somebody else have done some analysis and you want to do an analysis on top of that, you can also take it from here as well. Or I can also take it from any of my databases. And in fact, if I already have data mining on my server, then I can actually do analysis services, and on and on and on. There are a lot, but this is very common. Let's do something different, as I told you. Okay, I think I got really fed up with my databases. I want to do something different. Okay, just say that I want to do more. Let's see more. What options do I have? Okay, so now you can see you have a lot more options now. Okay, let's have a look. You have files. Okay, that's very common. Database, also very common. You have Power Platforms, right? So this is something a bit more different. Or you can also get it from Azure. Okay, just say that you have the database online, that you want to access your database from here. Okay, but I want to do something different, as I told you. I want to go on online services. Okay, there are a lot of online services that I can actually get on or tap in, right? So some of the online services that I can actually tap in is, for example, if I have a SharePoint, okay, I can actually obtain my data from SharePoint. Okay, how often does that particular person sees or view my SharePoint? Or I can also go more further. If you are a business owner who are using Microsoft Dynamics, then again, you can actually use these tools to access Microsoft Dynamics and get more information. Then furthermore, if you go, as I told you, if you want to stock, who's your stalker, then you can also do it from here. But I'm not going to show you on this as well, because this is considered like hacking. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do on MailChimp, something more simpler. Okay, as I am the business owner, okay, I would like to know more. How do I get this? Or how do I link this up? So simply I go to my MailChimp, simply do a connect. Okay, so usually this connection takes a bit of time because I have done this earlier and I have done my authentications earlier, and I already have done all the import earlier. So all these things is already taken and already imported earlier, because this import sometimes takes at least around 10 to 15 minutes because my data are huge and I've been using MailChimp for a couple of years, and you can see a lot of data is already there. Okay, of course, when you talk about big data, it has to be big. If the data are small, then it's not big data. It has to be big. So it could be trillions of records or billions of records, or even like for us, maybe million of records. Okay, so what I have done is basically I have done this earlier. Okay, I have imported all these records. Just simply whatever records that you want, simply click refresh and load. Okay, and apart from that also, you can do a transformation. You can also do a transformation. This transformation, if you notice that you can actually convert this data into a different pattern or a different level of information. Okay, and if you notice as well, certain times there are errors. Okay, this is something that you might want to look into very closely. Okay, so you might want to look this into very closely. Okay, why we need to fix this? Okay, of course, when we're dealing with data, your data must be clean. Okay, if your data are not clean, your output or your dashboard will not be clean as well. So you need to make sure your data are clean. So what we basically do while doing this import, we can clean this thing off. We will delete whatever records that you do not want. I delete. So whatever record that I don't want, I can simply delete. So by deleting this record, my record will be clean. Okay, that is what we want. We want to make sure that your data, your informations are clean. So your output, your dashboard will be as clean as possible. Then you will not see any errors. You will not see dashboard that resembles any errors. Okay, we want to have an accurate information. So if you want to have accurate information, then you need to have an accurate data. So data need to be clean. So that is the first step that you need to do. When importing data, then you need to do a process called as ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading. Right? So usually, if you want to do this, you notice that this particular features is very difficult. It is actually a very time consuming. Certain people might do extraction, transformation, loading for a couple of weeks, even a couple of months. Okay, but using Power BI, you can actually do that within 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or worst come to worst, maybe 6 hours. Worst scenario. But so far, based on what I have done, a lot of projects that has given to me, within half an hour, I have complete data cleaning up. Then I can get my dashboard in no time. That is what I want to teach you guys as advanced as possible. Okay, guys. So this is something that you need to work on. Okay, all right. So let's go on back to our topic again. So you can actually load your data and have it fixed. But the question is, should I load this data again and again? No, you don't have to, because Power BI has the capability to update this data accordingly. Okay, so this data will be also automatically updated and get this information whenever you want to. Okay, just say that you want to have a real-time update. Again, you can have a split second, you can get an update again. So a lot of these things can be done very easily. Okay, that's what I'm going to show you after this. Okay, so as I told you, I already import this data earlier using this tool under get data more, and it loads up my options under online, and I simply choose MailChimp. Okay, again, if you want to know more information about this, okay, you can actually do a Google search and get more information about that. Okay, but just say right now, I want to do some editing. I want to do some cleaning up. Okay, so what you do is simply edit queries, then you'll be bring to another option called as Power Query. If you still remember this morning, Madam Surya was using something similar. The tool is also called as Power Query. Okay, it is also called as Power Query. So this Power Query is exactly the same as what you use inside Excel. But the question is, why should I use Power BI if the Excel is already there? Okay, this is a normal question that you'll be asking. Okay, one of the things why, because Excel has some limitations of loading data. Okay, by using Power BI, you have no limitations. So this is something that you might want to look into, right? So that is something that you want to look into. So using Power BI, there are a lot of advantage. You can actually load as many data as you want. You can process this as fast as possible, and all these things can be obtained. Okay, and whatever changes that I made will be applied into my steps. Okay, whatever columns that I change, whatever options that I did will be listed down here. Okay, so once has been listed, so what should be the next? Okay, what if I want to input or update my data? Update. So simply, you don't need to upload again. You do not need to upload again. So what you do is simply, there's an option called as refresh preview. Refresh preview. So once you refresh preview, you take the data from these sources, then immediately take this data and apply it inside your current data or update your current data. Then you still remember the steps just now, right? Yeah, you might be thinking, what happened to the steps? Don't worry, the steps will stay as it is. Okay, the steps will stay as it is, and you'll apply all these steps accordingly. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and immediately you'll go to the next. Okay, so this is something that we want to do, and easily you want to make this as good as possible. Okay, so your data is in. Okay, right, so your data is in, then I just simply do a close and apply. So now I have my dashboards. Okay, so this is a sample dashboard that I have created earlier. Okay, and I'll show you how to create this again. Okay, just say that I want to know more information about Malaysia. Okay, and there's one campaign that I've done under for this particular. So you can see that there is a campaign, and this campaign was focusing where? It was focusing in Malaysia. Okay, in this blue color, you can see it's Malaysia, and I can also see the map. And just say that I want to know more in US. I might have done some campaign also from US. Okay, and a lot of participants basically open up from US. 130 participants has opened up, okay, for different campaigns. Okay, so I have made a lot of campaigns, and a lot of campaigns are from US. Okay, you can see a lot of people are clicking from US itself. Okay, second one is from Brunei. Okay, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and eventually all other countries from Great Britain, New Zealand, Australia, and Norway. You can see all this easily, which you cannot see inside MailChimp. Okay, this would be even better. You can get more information. So now you can target more. Who is your audience? Okay, so now you can actually see that your audience are mainly from US. So potentially, you can actually sell more products and do more promotions in US rather than doing it in Hong Kong, okay, or doing it from Singapore, which is less. Okay, you need to hit the targets. So your target are more from US. So why should we spend more time on another country, which is not? But again, you know, who knows? Maybe one of these days your promotions will get better. Then you might want to go and promote. So from time to time, you can improve your analysis. Okay, right. So how did I do that? Okay, let's me show you how we do that. Okay, so there are a couple of things that I wanted to show you. Right, so there are fields. This is the imported data that we have done just now. This is your data source, okay, or data sets, the one that I just talked to you about. And I had talked to you about as well about your dashboards. So this is where your dashboard is. Okay, dashboards, or what you call as dashboard types that you want to use. Okay, just say that I want to use a simple dashboard, okay, using charts, okay, or using this chart, for example, cluster chart. Okay, I have this cluster chart. Okay, once I have chosen my cluster chart, then I have axis, I have legends, and I have values. Okay, if for those of you who are not looking at this carefully, right, so a couple of axis. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have a couple of tables. Okay, again, you might want to be a bit more familiar about your data, right? Because I'm quite familiar with my data that I just look onto specifically. All right, just say that I just bring drag and drop to my axis, called as campaign, and then I want to see on how many times people has opened. Okay, I bring that to my pages. You can see that my charts look something like this. Maybe I want to make it a bit bigger. You can see a couple of campaigns which is been marked here. Then on top of that, I want to do even more details about regions. Okay, then I can also add in under legends. Okay, you can see that different country for different legends. Okay, but you can see that there are so many information. Maybe I want to do some filtering. Okay, about filtering, then I can add in filter. Okay, you can see that you can actually drag your filter and just say that I want to know only one campaign. Okay, choose one campaign. Then you can see one campaign was from Brunei. Okay, one Brunei, there were around 47 has opened. Okay, second is from US. Then the third one is from Malaysia. Okay, so you can see that each campaign, can have a look and you can filter, you can get all this information directly. Okay, so you can see now all these informations are interrelated, are all interrelated. Let's just say that I want to do more information. Let's say that I go to my model. Okay, you can see all my data are linked together, right? So you can see that, okay, my chart's a little bit far. Okay, so to a certain level, because of my data interconnectivities, you can see all of them are interrelated. Okay, all of them are already interrelated. It's automatic. Even though the data are separate, you can see all this information has been connecting to each other, right? So one of the things that you need to look into, if you still remember, or if some of you knows about data warehouse, okay, you can see that it looks like a star. Okay, it looks like a star. Okay, this model of data concept is a star, right? You can see this is the main, right? This is the middle part, which you have a lot of data sets that links together. Okay, right? You can see, oh, okay, basically it's not a star, it is a snowflake, right? So it's a snowflake, right? You can see that there is a connectivity from the open location to submarine. So it's not a star, it's a snowflake, right? If you want to know more information about star and snowflake, just do a Google search. I think you might find more information about it. Okay, if you just say that you want to link all of this together, then you have multiple informations that you can actually link and get all these informations accordingly. Okay, so the main focus that you are looking into, okay, there are campaigns, campaign ID. This is also campaign ID. So the campaign ID is the one is being used to link each other. Okay, it's links to each other. So by doing that, so simply you can see all your data, everything is in order, and all these informations will be inside your dashboard. Okay, but the question is, how do I share? How do I share this? Okay, so you have two options. Okay, you have two options to do this sharing, right? So let's me talk to you about just now. Okay, as a brief, okay, what we have done is we have done data, we have imported data come inside, we have done some processing, your dashboards and everything, but the last part, okay, the last part is doing it online, putting it to your dashboard. That is where is your end results. Okay, your end results. So in order to do this end results, so you have two options to do that. Okay, simply using the BI or Power BI portals or using the report server. Let me show you. Okay, if you already registered under the account, then you will be able to see one option called as, okay, let me just open up my portal. Okay, so this is my portal and you can get it here. Okay, this is my portal and you can see that currently I have a lot of dashboards on my current systems, right? I will have a couple of workspace, okay, and you can see one of my workspace is called virtual spaces, okay, and I have reports. Okay, this is the mail report that I have deployed earlier, which called as MailChimp. Okay, so MailChimp. But the question mark is, how do I get this here? Okay, how did I get this here? Okay, right, let me show you how did I get it this here. So first of all, in order to publish, then you need to have a Power BI account, right? So Power BI account, okay, and you need to log in to your account. Okay, go to file, okay, then you need to log in because I already logged in earlier, so it does not allow me to log in again. Okay, so simply click sign in and put in your credential. Then simply just do publish and use the option publish to Power BI and save your options. Voila, your report is there. Okay, so again, you ask me again, where do I want to have this published? Okay, you can see that I'm publishing it exactly at the same position, okay, which is under my workspace. Okay, right? So select these options. Okay, and it asks me again, so the data needs to be replaced. So simply replaced. Okay, so this is the question mark that I wanted to check with you guys. Okay, if you notice just now, I told to you guys just now, the data. Okay, the data is being updated real time. Is it so? Yes, it is, because the data of MailChimp is inside the server of MailChimp itself. So basically, I will be able to update my data real time. But if not, what if my data are using Excel or the data are from my database located in my server on my premises? So what I should do is simply republish again. Then if I have new data again, republish again. New data again, republish again. How many times should I republish? So it's quite tedious actually. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to make this as a real time as possible. Just for example, you have MailChimp, I can straight away update my data directly. Okay, let me show you. Okay, because I already published it earlier. Okay, let me open up my Power BI. So I have it here. Okay, so I open up my Power BI. And earlier, I added these charts. Okay, has updated me this particular charts. And I can also do a filter. Okay, whatever filter that I want. Okay, Okay, just say that I can make these changes on which filter that I want to look into. Okay, and each time the changes that I make will also show me the statistics. How many has opened inside this campaign from Malaysia. Okay, so it's a real time. Changes that we make will be shown directly. Okay, I have 1,358 clicks or open from Malaysia. Okay, so again, you might have more from US and so forth. Okay, but we are focusing in Malaysia and Brunei. You can see that there are a lot of customers in Malaysia compared to Brunei. Right, so this is something that we want to look into and understand. So you can see there are multiple tabs that you have. So this is the tabs that you have, and you have multiple options, right? And apart from that as well, you can simply view this data directly from your applications to your mobile apps, right? So this is something would be very interesting. Do you still remember just now? You can do questions. Okay, you can actually simply do a questions as well. You can actually bring that into your dashboard, and from this dashboard you can ask multiple questions. Right, let me just show you one example. Okay, example of what I have done earlier. Okay, right, so this is my dashboard. Okay, and I want to know about sports. Okay, I want to ask questions about sports. Okay, sports commodity. Okay, it gave me some options. It gave me about sports. You can simply look for sports, and you can see there are a lot of items that you can actually look into. Right? Just say that I want to know more information about rider. Okay, rider company. Right? You can actually do a search, then get you the information that you want. You can actually improve more based on questions that you want. You can actually get different kind of charts and represent it inside here. So as easy as that, you can get different charts, different options, and you can see your dashboard will becomes very interactive, and you can actually give it to your stockholders or to your bosses and so forth. So as easy as that, your information can be shared all over the world. Okay, so that is something very interesting. Okay, that is something very interesting that you might find that you would like. But the question again, oh my gosh, my data is going to be published outside. It's going to be a security risk. Don't worry, you have another options for that as well. As I told you earlier, remember about the on-premises? Okay, you can also do that as well. Okay, so what we can actually do, you can actually install on your local machine what you call as a report server. Okay, under this report server, there's an option called as report server. Then you can actually do what you call as publishing on your local, right? So this is an example of my report server. Okay, so this is my report server because I'm loading it for the first time. Okay, you can see that, okay, it takes a little bit of time, right? I'm sorry, it's a little bit dragging. Right, so once I have this portal up and running, then I can also publish my dashboard to my local server. Okay, right, sorry, it took a little bit of okay, if there's any questions from the floor, you can also ask me as well. Okay, while waiting for my server to be up and running, right? So there are a couple of options that you can actually do. All right, so this is my server. Okay, it's up and running now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this published to my server. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to refer to these applications. So I'm going to have this published. Okay, so I can have this published as well. Okay, all right. So I can have this published as well, or I can simply save this. All right. So just give me a second. Okay, so you can actually save it from here as well, right? So this is my last part before I end and pass this to my next session. Okay, you can actually save this. Okay, there is a save to your report Power BI report server. Okay, so there is a report localhost, then simply click options, click OK. So now I am publishing it to my initial report server. Okay, so by using this, you don't need to publish it to your Power BI. Then you can have everything on your locker. So by having this locker, as easy as that, your data are safe, your data are secured at your own locations, and you can actually share this to anyone inside your organization. As easy as that. Okay, as easy as that, you will be able to produce your data as easy as just a click of a button. Okay, you can see as easy as that, you can already have the same charts on your local machine. So you don't need to have a Power BI on the cloud, right? See, exactly the same. So you have exactly the same what you see on the charts. Okay, so this is something which can be done easily, can be exported on wherever you want. And now you can see that this is actually a very powerful tools, right? So I know some of you might find that these particular topics, I have taught you very in 45 minutes. I think I've covered most of it. Okay, but again, maybe some of you can see, oh, this is very easy. I can learn something very easy in 45 minutes. Yes, you can. Definitely, you would. You would be able to do this within 45 minutes. You will be, it's simple. I have taught many of my clients within a day, they have actually create almost like 10 dashboard in within a day. Why not? You can also do too. Okay, so if you want to know more information about the promotions and so forth, okay, just come into the promotions. As I told you, okay, there is a website called as promotion. Okay, promotion website. Okay, promotions.virtualspaces.co. Okay, all our websites, all our classes is inside here as well. Okay, feel free to come and browse through. Okay, and more informations will be also available inside the Sifootime. Okay, so please come in and like our page. Don't forget. Okay, don't forget to like our page. Okay, and like my page as well. Okay, my page would be Facebook/Sheikh Nasir, Sheikh.Nasir.Kamaruddin. Okay, and I will share you my link as well. Okay, come in, share. You can ask me any questions after this, or you can also drop me questions after this. Okay, and ask for more. Okay, so that I can actually help you and assist you. So to make you a better decisions. So sometimes all these things are not very clear until you start doing it. So feel free, ask me. I'm also a consultant. I'm also a trainer. Okay, I can help you. Right, I'm here to help you guys. Okay, all right. So maybe I pass to my next candidates. Right, our
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. How are you,
Mr.
Mr.
Sheikh.
Azizul?
Okay, fine, good.
Yes, awesome.
So,
I'm
what an
happy to see you
interesting
again.
topic you are just now.
Yeah,
So, I'm so happy to watch the topic you show to us today.
correct.
So, hopefully, maybe I think some of our viewers maybe had installed the Power BI but don't know where to start. I think
Yeah,
so.
all
So
right.
maybe in future we can get along to Mr. Sheikh for further exploration of Power BI.
Definitely. Please do get in touch with me. Okay, right?
Thank you
So
very much,
I
Mr. Sheikh.
see you, Mr. Azizul. So hope everybody enjoyed my class. Okay, and all right, pass to you, Mr. Azizul.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much, guys.